Hi, it's Sami Outalbali, and you're looking at my permanent rain press.
Hi everyone, it's Chloe with the Permanent Rain Press, and today I am so thrilled to be joined by Sami Outalbali. How are you?
I'm good, good. How are you?
I'm good, thank you, and I really appreciate you taking time out of your lunch to speak with me today because you've been working on so many projects as of late.
No, but first of all, thanks you to take some times of your night to do this interview with me. Yeah, I've been working on a couple of things, and I've been like this week I've been traveling a lot, so I'm just between many things. But that's so cool. That's so cool. I'm so lucky. So, of course, when I saw that, just I had time for this interview, I was like, yeah, definitely, I'm gonna do it.
Awesome. Well, we really appreciate it. Just for those watching, there's a 9 hour time difference between Sammy, who is currently in Paris, and we're in Vancouver in Canada. So 12 p.m., 3 a.m. my time. But anything to make this interview work. Let's jump in, talk about your film, A Tale of Love and Desire, where you star as Ahmed. He is a young man. He is struggling with his own desires, his culture and identity. So, what really drew you to the script and your character?
What attracts me was when the director when she came to me, she talked to me about this boy and his vision, and most of all the vision that she had of him and the way she wanted to film it. And I just loved it. I just love the fact that we don't really see that often in movies. The fact of like filming a young boy, but with a girl's eyes, like in the girl's eyes. So she's filming Ahmed with her desire, and she's showing it the way Farah is looking at him also. And I don't know, there was something in the script that just attracts me so much. The new masculinity that is showing, which is actually not completely new, but that we don't really show. And yeah, it was that also, and the mix with the Arabic literature and this fight, the fight that is happening into him all along the movie, that and this fight between his IDs, other people's IDs, the fact that he's not talking to his parents, and his new desire, which he thought it was impossible. All of that seduced me immediately.
Yeah, you basically touched on a lot of the plot points in the film. You mentioned your director, Layla Bouzid, who you went to coffee with, and she actually had you in mind for this part. So, what was it like working with Layla on set and knowing that she really put her trust in you to bring this character to life?
It was a long process. She contacted me by text, so we went for a coffee. She talked to me about the script, about the movie. I immediately loved it, but then she told me that yeah, we're gonna have to do some auditions and stuff. So we did some auditions. At the end of one of them, she gave me the script, and I read it so quickly. I read it like in an hour. I called her immediately. So like, okay, I know that you're not gonna give me the part, but I want to make this movie. I want to play Ahmed. So let's go. Whatever you want me to do, I'm gonna do it. And I want to play this. I want to do this movie. And after many coffees, auditions, etc., she said yes. She told me, yeah, you're gonna do it. And on set, it was just a pure pleasure because she's the the smartness with which she's filming Ahmed, and she's filming the whole movie, is the same smartness that she had in life. When she speaks to you, when she's on set, she's someone that is really not discreet, but she's going to be like, she's going to really listen to what you want. She's going to tell you obviously what she needs, but it's always a discussion between the two of you, and it's so nice, so nice. And especially for a character like Ahmed, who's really shy, you need to talk with him with a lot of like softness and kindness, and she was talking all the time like that. So it was really nice, and I think you can feel her kindness and smartness in the camera, definitely.
It's so nice to work with a director where it's such a collaborative process, as you mentioned.
Yeah.
Now, preparing for Ahmed, were there any specific, resources you used, or did you draw inspiration from any existing films, series, or characters?
Yeah, she sent me a couple of movies to watch. So it was the first one was East of Eden. The other one was Burning, and there were like also Two Lovers with Joaquin Phoenix. What was next? I think that was it. That was it. Oh no, there were another one, but I have to confess that I haven't watched it because I was filming Sex Education season 2 during the prep of the movie. So I was watching them while I was not filming. But this one, to be honest with you, I just didn't like the last one. I don't remember the name. So it was that. Also, I was reading some books about Arabic literature, and no, I was mainly looking for the gesture of Ahmed, the way he acts in his own body. That was the one thing that was actually really difficult because he's a really, really, really shy guys with a lot of inside barriers. So you have to create all of them and play them without it to be too big. I don't know if you see what I mean, but it was just where, yeah, when I was walking in the street, I was just looking for the way he walked. So I was doing some, I must admit, weird stuff in the street because I was looking for his way to walk and everything. I could see it in the people's eyes. They were like, what is he doing? I was looking for him. And when I remember that there was some times when I felt that it was too big, too obvious. So I was like, okay, no, you need to do it less. And then I was searching in people's eyes. And first of all, was some people that were scared or other one that were really embarrassed. And the good look was people that was not looking at him. That like it was just one blink and then they switched to something else. And that was the good look to provoke in people's eyes for Ahmed because I think people just don't see him. Or at least that's what I think.
I really love that insight that you gave because as much as it was like the whole mental preparation, a lot of it was physical as well because you're portraying his actions vividly, but like you mentioned, not too much because he's a reserved character. Now you start opposite Zubaida Bellajamor as Farah. Tell me about the relationship between the two of you because your director said you had chemistry since you met for the very first time, and a lot of their interactions are crucial to the plot of this film.
Yeah. So what happened with Baida is that Layla was looking for a real Tunisian girl to play the part of Farah. So she did an audition with a couple of girls, and in which I was involved also because she wanted me to come to give the like to play with them. And it was the same as Baida, but we before the audition we went for a lunch and it was really really nice. And then we went into the production office to do the audition. Yeah, there was this amazing chemistry immediately between us that was really obvious. Every time Layla was like, look, please, Sami, look at her, the way Ahmed looked at her, it was just so easy for me. And yeah, just like touching our hands or playing with each other was really easy and really powerful. And then after that, Layla told me, yeah, it's gonna be Zbada. So I was like, oh, amazing. I'm so happy. And Layla told me, yeah, but you're not gonna have to like you're not gonna be able to see each other until the shooting start because she wanted us to keep that distance because Ahmed and Farah they take a lot of time to be together and to be like comfortable with each other. And I think that was the smartest move to do for Layla to impose to us the fact that of being separated and not having any contact between each other because it would have killed something. I think if we went like if we have went out for a drink or yeah for coffee or just for a walk in Paris, it would have killed something. I think the beauty of the movie is also the fact that you can truly see that we're not used to each other. It's almost like if we just discover each other on set on the first day. So yeah, that's how it happens.
Yeah, I love that because you're kind of building that rapport and that relationship like all through production. And I'm sure it's really going to show on screen. Aside from Farah, we also get to see Ahmed's relationship with his parents, or maybe, absence of them in his life to shape who he is. So, what can viewers expect between the familial dynamics?
It's actually I think some people might recognize themselves in the fact that a lot of not all not it doesn't have to be an Arabic family, but it is just foreign families that have moved to another country to find a better place or to run something or to find a better situation. There's sometimes a lot of times it happens that the parents just don't talk with their child because they just left something, or they found something by getting into this new country that was not what they expect, and there's a disappointment and a sadness. And sometimes these family, they don't talk, and this is what happening with Ahmed. They don't talk, especially with his dad. He doesn't talk with his dad. His dad is in the couch in the living room all the time, the sofa, and he's just watching TV. And at the beginning of the movie, you're like, this guy is a failure, obviously. What is he doing? And no, while the movie is going, you just understand why he's like that. And yeah, it needs really a lot of time for Ahmed and his dad to finally speak, finally explain things to each other, because it created things in Ahmed, the fact of not talking with his dad and with his mom, but especially with his dad. It created so much frustration and so much ignorance also for him. So I think, well, yeah, when Ahmed is discovering, I'm so sorry, when Ahmed is starting to discover his own desire, and also starting to discover the fact that everything, like most of the thing in which he believed are wrong, he have to go and talk to his dad, because that's not normal. Like, you're my dad. You didn't taught me anything, and so I had to taught myself, and I just realized that everything that I taught myself was wrong. So what happened? And I think it's a beautiful relationship, really beautiful one.
Yeah, like kind of that reconnection, right? And then really figuring out pieces of his past as well. You touched a bit on this earlier, but the Arabic literature and poetry plays a large part of this narrative, as do Ahmed's studies at university. So tell me, like, with language, I feel like it's a bit of a lost art because it's not the focal point of a lot of films and TV shows nowadays. So what did you learn, about language and its history and importance by being a part of this film?
Actually, I'm half Moroccan. My dad is Moroccan, sorry. So it's part of my culture, and I didn't knew of it before the movie. I discovered it when, obviously, when Layla talked to me about the movie, but also when I read the script. I had the name of one book, Majnun Layla, which means the Fool of Layla, and it's an old book. It's amazing, and I went out in Paris to find it. I finally find it, and I read it, and it was, I just discovered so many things. I was like, okay, this is the opposite of everything that you can hear now about Arabic culture. People saying that it is stuck in the past, that it is against desire, against eroticism. This literature just proved wrong to everyone who think that, and it's amazing. And then with the movie, we kept reading books and text, and you just discover more and more. And it's actually a really old literature, started in the 11th century, and it's one of the bases of European classic literature. A lot of the most famous authors, whether they're French or not, got inspired by this literature. And I also found beautiful in the movie the love they both have, Ahmed and Farah, for reading and writing, and for paper. And I think it just adds something more to the movie, as it just reminds us that the beauty in the paper and in the fact of writing is also the fact that it's a piece of you that you put on the paper. So when someone is giving you a letter, it's not just his idea on the paper, it's also a part of him, because he's writing, and every writing is different. And it's really beautiful. You can see in the movie, there's sometimes when Ahmed is getting a letter, is touching the paper, touching the letters, because it's also like if it was touching Farah's hand, or So I just love this vision that she wanted to add to the movie, of this love that we're not really used to see normally. Don't know if I'm clear.
No, I think you said it so well. There's like beauty in uniqueness and, the entire process of it, not just, the finished book, but what goes into making that. I am really excited to see this film in full at the Vancouver International Film Festival, which I will again mention at the end. But ultimately, what do you hope viewers, take away from this movie? What do you hope that they leave the theater feeling?
I hope yeah, that it is just gonna show people that there's not only one masculinity, that every masculinity and every way of your masculinity is okay, that you can be whatever you want, and you don't have to listen to other people's opinion on you, but also on the people that you think you love, or that you love, or that you want to love. You don't actually have to listen to anyone, just have to listen to your stuff and the people in front of you and the people that you love, because it's constant. But you have to just listen to you and her or him or they. And yeah, that just, it is okay, it is okay to be also shy and not wanting to do your first time like everyone else, like if it was a joke. It's okay to listen to yourself. It's okay to love literature. It's okay to hesitate before going into a relationship. It's okay to wait to be the best person you can before getting into this relationship. Is actually better, but sometimes we forgot it. And so I think that's what people are gonna, yeah. And also the fact that everything we thought about, like everything people thought about the Arabic literature and the Arabic culture, is mainly wrong. And the movie is helping that.
Yeah, you hope that they feel a whole wide range of emotions and obviously taking things out, learning, being enlightened. Now, poetry is something that Ahmed shares with another character you've played, which is Rahim in Sex Education, and that sentiment. Season 3 was a wild ride. For all those watching this interview, please make sure you are all caught up on Netflix before continuing. How would you describe Sami's experience and Rahim's journey during this new season?
For me, it was amazing, like season two. And for Rahim, it's just different this year. It's different. Yeah, it's just a bit lost when the season started, because it just got dumped by the guy he loved. And there's a friendship is coming in which he didn't expect anything. He was really not expecting this friendship to begin, and it's actually maybe the most beautiful one, because it's truly honest. They both know basically they don't like each other, and so they have to go across a lot of things to start loving each other and liking each other, and they do. And it's beautiful. And I think it's the beginning of a strong friendship between I'm gonna say the name, between Rahim and Adam. And I think it was maybe one of the most beautiful season this year. It was really, really beautiful. The amount of new characters and how developed where the story, the way the story was, it was just amazing. I've watched it recently, and it's amazing.
Can we talk about one of the early lines of Rahim's when he said that he burned everything of his and Eric's relationship in a small and controlled fire? He's always so intense.
It is. It could be creepy. When I'm reading the lines, I'm like, that's actually really creepy. That could be a line of a serial killer, or of someone who's not really sure, really safe, and really um, mentally well. But I don't know. It's just how Ryan. But I think it was the same in season two, when he was staring strongly at Eric and everything. I think it's just for him. It's some sort of like protection. It's also to people, because he knows what it's gonna provoke on people. He's a charismatic young man, so he knows that people are not gonna come to him and like mess with him. They're just gonna be like intimidated by him. And I think it's a barrier. And when he's coming to Eric to ask him for the books and the poems, and he's telling him that, yeah, I burn everything in a small controlled fire, because I don't want you to think that that it is okay, that I'm fine. I'm not fine, but I don't want at the same time to show you that I'm not, but I'm not. It's actually complicated, but I think it's a protection for him. It's just a self-protect process.
Yeah, I think it's great how you explain that because it's not something as viewers that we often think about, but they're obviously, he's not doing super well. He doesn't want a lot of people to know that. Now, when you read the script for episode 5, what were your initial thoughts?
You're talking about the toilet.
Yes, I am talking the poo incident, poo gate.
Actually, you know what? You know what? It was we did a read through on Zoom last year, and we were with everyone, and we were like sort of making little breaks between some episodes, and so I think we just read four, the first four, and so at the end of the episode 4, Asa talked to me, or Ben Taylor, the director, was like, "Sammy, have you seen episode 5?" I was like, "No." "Oh, you're gonna love it." Everything started laughing. I was like, "Okay, guys, cool. Let's read that." So we started reading, and it get to the scene, and I was like, "Oh no, shit. Okay, that's actually really fun." And it was so much fun to shoot. It was so much fun. It was oh gosh, it was actually so much fun because the scene, like we're writing the scene, but in the movement, it's always a bit of improv, and so, and in the reaction and everything. So it's really funny when you have to do a real comedy scene like this one. The first audience is the crew, and so I was in the toilet blocked, and I had to play
Pretending
the
you were getting
yeah,
holding it.
I was holding this shit actually, and the goal for me was to make the crew laugh because I can't obviously see people's when they're gonna watch it in their flat in their homes or wherever. I can't see them, so my first audience and only audience is the crew. So I was trying to make them laugh, and I was like making a lot of reaction, a lot of noises, and a lot of strange faces, and I was just hearing people laugh on the other side of the door, and I was like, okay, that's good, let's go. I'm in the right place. I'm in the right place. That was so fun. That was actually so much fun.
What was in the sock?
It was chocolate, I think. Yeah, it was chocolate, a big amount of chocolate. To be honest with you, I didn't check, but I asked, and it was chocolate.
Okay, so it was edible, melted chocolate.
It was maybe edible. I didn't eat it, obviously, because
No, it got thrown in the windshield. We all saw that. What a poor family. But I have to say, like your acting when Rahim was shuffling his sockless leg behind the other, and they had like the overlay of music, like you could sense the fear and embarrassment that he had. Can we talk about Jim Howick as Mr. Hendricks? I spoke with Chenille. He's apparently the MVP. Everyone says he's just so good. He
the
is like a
best. He is the best. He's the goat. He's the like we're just his children. He is the one. He's amazing. During this scene, yeah, we were shooting in next to a lake in winter. It was really cold, so it could have been really long for every one of us. Like in school uniforms, this cold, it was really cold. It could have been the longest day ever. But thanks to Jim, it was the best day ever. It was just so fun. There's some scenes like when he's going to Adam and he's like, "Cheers, mate." And it was like the camera was on me. I couldn't do it. I was laughing so hard. Even Connor was laughing. Everyone was getting caught by him. Everyone. I could see Emma on the other side of the car. She was laughing too, not looking at him. It was amazing. It was so amazing. Even in the couch, there's some sentence that he said that it did. Oh, that was amazing. It's amazing. Such a brilliant actor, truly, and you meet amazing human being, truly.
it
Yeah.
must be so nice to, I guess, just like go to set and see him and like really just learn from him and learn about good comedy. Him like singing in the coach, that was great. I think what you're mentioning was what he was like,
Oh,
oh, is this Spartacus? And then yeah, it's so good. I really
maybe
hope to see
Ends
more
did
of
it.
him.
No, it was amazing, but it's actually amazing to go on set and work with everyone because everyone is so great, so nice, and so talented. So it's a real gift to be able to be on this show for me, really.
Can we talk about the school assembly scene, the public shaming scene? That one was
Oh
so
yeah.
hard to watch as a viewer, being there when Rahim had the lines, he got suspended for it. What were those emotions like for you?
Actually, it was quite easy to play because it was also really hard. Like when we were playing it, we did it with the real like with the full assembly and we had it in front of us. And the thing was just to let ourselves really trust the scene and get into it. And it was actually really easy to be offended by it because it's offending. It's outrageous. It's awful what she's doing to this kid. Obviously, it's Hope, not Jemima, but it was quite easy actually because there's a moment when you just want it to stop. It's just she's like Hope is ruining life at this moment. She could have ruined lives, and so you're just looking at it, even though you know it's not true, but still it's happening. And as I had to play Rahim and as Rahim had to stand up and say something, it was easy for me to be like, okay, okay, let it grow, let it grow, let it grow. And to a certain point, I couldn't keep it, and so I just had to stand up and say no. And it was actually a strong scene, a really strong scene.
It was such a strong scene and it had that emotional impact. So congratulations on the season 4 renewal. So happy for you all. Have you had thoughts in the back of your mind what you might like to see from Rahim should he return for season 4?
I don't know. I don't actually know. As I'm in Paris, it's a bit complicated to see everyone and to talk with everyone. And I've been moving a lot recently. I was not in. I'm normally living in Paris, but I was not in Paris a lot. Recently, I spent like 4 days in Paris in the last 3 weeks, maybe. So I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if I'm gonna be there. I would love to be there, and if I'm not, that's all right. Also, I just basically I'm a fan. Before being in the show, I'm a fan of the show, so I will always look forward to what they're doing. But for Rahim, I don't know. Maybe just a beautiful story, or I think there's a lot of things to develop on Rahim. So I just trust Laurie and every writers of the show because they're so brilliant. I just trust them to create something beautiful for him.
I hope to see you touched on it earlier, the friendship with Adam. You got to work with Connor more. The writers are so good. Rahim's poem, "A Rectangle Man," so unremarkable. "A Boring Horse."
His blah blah eyes never open, never close. His head shape so average. Yeah.
So that delivery was so good. Like, do you and Connor just sit there and are you about to laugh or?
No, it was actually funny. It was actually funny. I had the poem, and Sam Taylor, the set photographer, who is also Ben Taylor, the director brother, he sent it to me the poem. He was reading it because I wanted to be sure, because as I'm French, sometimes I don't pronounce things the correct way, the right way. So I wanted to be sure that I was reading it correctly. So all the day before, the night before, I was listening to his vocal, and then yeah, we were in the couch and just sat there. Connor was there, and we just started it, and it was a lot of fun. It was actually quite easy to play. It's really easy to play with Connor. It's just like really fluid.
I wish we got to see more scenes between you and your good friend Emma. So Rahim and Maeve, you guys are such a dynamic duo. I can see your friendship in the press that you've done together. What do you two like to do when you are in the same place, like you're both in Paris?
When we're both in Paris, we just like to walk around. We're working a lot, walking a lot. I'm living here for like 4 or 5 years now, but every time I'm with her, I don't know why, but I'm walking and I'm like in some sort of a tourist mood. I'm like, I don't discover new things, but I'm like, okay, I'm letting myself maybe getting surprised by new things. It's really funny, and we're just talking a lot. And when we are in England, we just spending a lot of time together. We cook and we eat a lot, and just mainly talking, eating, and yeah, drinking a little bit. But yeah,
Who's the better cook between the two of you?
she is. She's definitely her. I actually don't cook a lot, but she's an amazing cooker, and she cook healthy things, which I don't, and so I actually love when she's cooking because I know that I'm eating something healthy, and she knows that when I'm cooking, it's not going to be that healthy.
So
I
you're
don't.
like the cheat day, and then with her, you're like, give me
I'm a
more
full
healthy
cheat
food.
day. I'm a complete cheat day, but all year I don't really care.
Fashion quickly, you have a passion for it. You were just at Milan for Fashion Week. So where did this kind of interest come from? Because you've also been on magazine covers.
Yeah, it started when I was like 15 or 16. I got passionate for fashion, but I'm drawing dresses actually. And then I did a fashion show as a model, but I didn't really like it. Didn't really like the fact of walking and wearing the clothes and having to walk in front of everyone with them. I don't really like that. But yeah, after the show came out, I got invited to fashion shows, and I love that. So yeah, every time I can go and I want to go, I'm going to a fashion show of a brand I love. I just it's just yeah, I just love to see the dresses and everything, the clothes moving in front of me and just discovering something new. It's like going to an exhibition for me. It's just a quick exhibition and everything is walking in front of me. I don't know why. I've always loved that. I've always loved that. So the lockdown was already really hard for every one of us, but in on the fashion side, I found it awful because we had to watch everything online. So I was not connecting to any show. I was invited to some show, but I was not connecting to them because I didn't want to watch dresses on Zoom or on my laptop. I was like, no, I'm gonna wait. One day or another, things are gonna go back to normal, I hope. And the show gonna be physical again. And look, shows are physical again. It's actually Fashion Week in Paris right now. So yeah.
So we'll get to see more red carpet kind of looks from you, even if it's just like the photos of the paparazzi and stuff. But I would love to see you collaborate on a line or something in the
I
future.
would
Was
love
that
to. I would love to. I would definitely love to. Depends on the brand, but yeah, I would love to. But I think it takes time, and you never know what can happen in life. So maybe I will do it. Maybe we're gonna have to do another interview for a line that I will love.
Of
'Cause,
course, and fashion obviously keeps you busy creating, collaborating. One final question, our signature one. If you could be any ice cream flavor, which would you be and why?
um, oh, there is this. Can I say the name of the brand? Magnum. They are. I grew up with this milk chocolate, caramel, milk chocolate, and then the ice cream, which is vanilla. I will be this one because I don't know. I grew up with this one and I just love it. The fact when you bite in it, first you have the caramel, and then you bite again, and then the vanilla and the chocolate. I love it. I love it. It's not. I wouldn't like. I'm not gonna. I can't compare it. And maybe some people are saying like, yeah, because I'm soft and some. No, it's just because I love the ice cream. So I'm just thinking of eating one right now.
I made you hungry for childhood flavors. That's always a good answer. Thank you so much, Sami, for taking the time.
So much.
Make sure to catch Sami in Sex Education Season 3 out on Netflix. A Tale of Love and Desire is at VIF October 4th and 11th, and we will see you next time.
Thank you so much.